Behind me, we have our 2024 F450 6x6. This is one of the king crap trucks you guys have seen all over the internet that we did take to SEMA 2025. Want to give you a full walkthrough and a full walk around on everything that this build actually entails.
Pull up, I've got on me straw drawn. I'm rotting them shit when I pour fours. Every time I smoke, I like 4 rolls.
Okay.
Pour pint that dirty. Give me 10 about 30. Still sipping dirty. Still putting work in. Let's go. That's girl Birkin. You know I'm I'm jerking. It seemed like they shallow me chillin', tryna stack 100 million. Girl got a billion. What the fuck? What a wonderful feeling. Hit to the ceiling, hit to the since 2017. I'm living the dream, I'm getting the cream. I'm living on theme, I'm doing my thing. It's mighty supreme, it's mighty supreme, it's mighty supreme. Flex, now I'm flexing. Got kinda caught in that check.
So here, starting in the front of the truck, obviously you're gonna notice all of the paint to match. This is a 450 cabin chassis, so we do get the flares. We get the flares on the bumpers. We have the valence, the pockets for the head, for the fog lights, the inside plastics, the top plastic, the insides of the grills, the badges. We take the headlights apart, get the insides of the headlights also paint to match. All the little things that we quote unquote deem as the right thing to do, or all the things everybody else does on the builds. This is what we put on this truck. Every single piece of plastic that had any black texture on it is completely painted. You're gonna see the mirrors are completely torn apart and also painted. You're gonna see that the side badges are also painted. You're gonna notice our cool emblem here that removes the 450 badging and puts the PAPIS badging on it. And the rest of the truck's gonna carry this theme throughout on also the rear bumper and stuff. Now, the bread and butter of this starts life as a 20-inch lift kit. You gotta understand that our other lift kit that we have on a Mega Cradle will go from the 18-inch to 24-inch. The front section is basically another mirrored image of that same lift kit. You're gonna have the same front 4-link bars that we always use. You're gonna see the same billet reservoir clamp with our coilover conversion. You're gonna see the same sway bar that we use on everything, the dual shear pitman arm, and our full high steer truss setup. The full high steer truss setup is gonna be a track bar relocation with a track bar relocation bracket. You're gonna have your billet tie rod with Heim joint ends, your billet drag link with Heim joint ends, and obviously a full high steer conversion. You're gonna notice the high steer point is right here with the dual point passenger knuckle. Moving towards the middle of the truck, you're gonna see the Mega Cradle. The Mega Cradle on our regular lifts and this cradle are basically just sectioned and split and now grown to take the proportionate distance that the rear axle has grown this truck by. So if you notice, these two ends of the Mega Cradle are identical to what we have on our 18 to 24-inch Mega Cradle kits. Now in the rear, you're gonna notice a tandem axle 4-link setup. So you got the same parallel 4 links that we offer on the normal 18 to 24-inch lift kit, but you got a tandem axle setup of that. The way that we do that is by using these mini 4-link bars on both the middle and the rear axle. Both axles share the same exact geometry. So the arm lengths on the middle axle and the arm lengths on the rear axles have the same exact geometry. The panhard bar and their bracketries are also going to be positioned in the same exact spot, so that when you are driving and under any road conditions, both of these axles are, moving in the same articulation and within the same range of motion. Another added benefit of that is, with all of the busyness that this 6x6 is going to entail, we grab a good place to tuck away stuff. So we're going to use what we deem as the mid bracketry, which houses the rear arms for the rear 4-link, also houses your hydro steer pump and your hydro steer monoblock valve system. You're going to notice that the SCS transfer case is going to be mounted directly to the mid axle. Axles is another thing to talk about, guys. Everybody wants to know what diffs we use. We do not use the OEM diff that came on this F450 cabin chassis. Both of these diffs are custom diffs. Both custom diffs start life as a corporate 14-bolt center chunk, so it's a true rear axle with true rear axle GVWR ratings. DOM tubing that's 1/2 inch wall in thickness for both of them, and then the outsides have inner C's of Dana 60s. Now we are able to use 41 spline 14-bolt axle shafts with 1550 U-joints. That's why you'll be able to see that these trucks are going sideways at 40, 50 miles an hour. You'll see that we'll tow with the trucks. You'll see that we drive them on the highway. The rear diffs are not a weak point. The rear diffs are not front diffs put in the back of this truck, which nets us two things: actual highway ability on the vehicle by having the coast side on the correct side of the gear set, and actual payload capacity. Technically, the payload capacity on this truck should be the same, if not greater, with both of these diffs. Another added benefit of the reason we start with this cabin chassis truck is the wheelbase of the truck. This is what you call a 84-inch cab axle. So the OEM axle was actually 3 inches aft of where this rear axle is located. That's gonna net us not having to touch the frame whatsoever. Every single bracket, every single piece of this full 6x6 conversion is fully bolted on to the chassis of this truck, just with the addition of a couple other holes and in use of some of the OEM holes that held some of the OEM brackets. 30x16 and 42-inch Fury tires. These are seismics with floating caps all around on this truck. You're gonna notice full powder coat on every single piece. You're gonna notice our signature mirrored stainless on every single component that we could put on the fronts of the trusses, the inside of the trusses, the inside of the arms, the bracketries, the bottom of the cradle. Every single piece that can take a piece of mirrored stainless, guys, does have a piece of mirrored stainless. The attention to detail on this truck is superb and parallel to none. And the beauty of this truck is exactly how obnoxious they can be while still retaining driving characteristics. The most impressive thing is to be on the highway and to be overtaken by one of these things, or to be on the road and be able to see something that looks like a wall coming at you in a diagonal direction. In another video, we're gonna talk about a little bit more in depth of exactly that. We're gonna talk about the rear steer. Yes, the rear steer is fully controlled by our app. Check out on the App Store. You can look up PAPIS Management. You can download the app yourself. You can see exactly how it's controlled. We'll go more in depth on exactly what the electronics are doing and how it's monitoring and how we get both rear axles down to 1/3 of a degree of a perfect alignment. That nets the steering wheel going back to straight in all driving conditions once you select the drive button, and it nets you no lights on the dash, and it nets you an actual 2024 and plus truck. The bed on this truck is a custom piece of work that we needed to do. Granted, you need to understand that the way that we designed this truck is technically as if it's a double short bed truck. That means that the distance from this middle diff to this cab is the same as if it was a short bed. So the guys that make those dually short bed truck, guys, this is what it would look like on a 23, basically from here forward. This is what a 23 dually short bed would look like. From this point to the back, it is the same exact thing as it would be on a regular dually, guys. So technically the wheel center from middle diff to rear diff is gonna give us the 50-inch spread that we deem that nets us using this wheelbase without having to extend the frame, and by using the bed and keeping the proportionality of this truck looking correct. It doesn't look like there's a center section that's awkwardly stretched, and it doesn't look like there's a mid section that has too much of an uneven gap. And you get to have both coil towers and both center wheel lines right in the middle of your wheel arches. Looking to build a truck like this is gonna set you back the actual cost of the vehicle or an all-in package for $475,000. What does that $475 include? Basically everything I talked about in this video, but in your color configuration that you'd like. You'd get to have your choice at KG1 wheels, 30x16s with 42-inch tires. You'd have your choice of powder coat color, no matter what color you'd pick. Obviously, you'd get all the stainless you see, and you'd get the full package in paint to matching every single detail, full body work and bed work, paint matching on the tail lights, paint matching on every single thing. Everything that you see on here, including rock lights at night, is something that's included in this truck, so you can have the same exact stance, the same exact look, and the same exact wow factor that these trucks have to offer. You might be wondering, what is the use of having one of these trucks? Obviously, there's a use for anything in this world. We call it the stunt use, but the most important use is if you have any form of business or you have any other way of advertising something, a marketing piece like this almost doesn't exist. Most of the big contractors, most of the big guys that have a big company of some sort are either looking for a tax write-off or for looking a great way to do some phenomenal marketing with a big truck. This is the truck just for that. There's not a single person that doesn't see this truck and doesn't take a picture of the truck and then share the picture of the truck. It just nets you having your company logo or your company name on the side of the truck to be able to get that same exact marketing and that same exact presence wherever you go with this truck. As we get to the back of the truck, you're gonna notice that we make this hitch. The cabin chassis models do not come with a hitch. This hitch serves a couple purposes. Number one, it is the bumper brackets, reusing the OEM bumper that would come on a regular Super Duty 23 and up. And the hitch has a full-blown 3-inch receiver. This hitch will net you the possibilities of being able to tow whatever boat, whatever toys, or whatever event you're going to on the weekend with this truck. Seeing this truck coupled together with either A, a big boat, or B, a couple of nice side-by-sides is exactly what we want for the guys that are out there to get these same trucks. If you have any questions about this truck, or you want to find out any other details that we probably missed in this video, make sure to contact us in any of the other ways that you can see us or in any of our other channels. Another good thing is next week we're going to be posting a video about all of the technical details on exactly how the rear steer app works and stuff like that. If you have any other questions, just leave it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer in the comments. And in the comments this time, for watching this full video and getting to the end of this video, we are going to be picking one of the lucky people that comment below, and we're going to be giving them a $100 gift card value for something on the papisgarage.com. papisbrand.com website. So make sure to comment whatever it is that you want to say, or even if you have a question. Questions are also eligible to win the comments. So make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for all of the other updates and all of the other videos that we have to come.
Pull up, I've got me straw drawn. I'm rotting them shit when I pour fours. Every time I smoke, I like 4 rolls.
Okay.
Pull pint that dirty. To be 10 about 30. Still sipping dirty. Still putting work in. Let's go. Got your girl Birkin. You know I'm jerking. I'm jerking. It's in what they shall let me chill.